Some cars get locked out of a country for being unsafe. These 11 got locked out for being embarrassingly fast. They were cheap, they were anonymous, and they could humiliate machines worth 3 times the price. Number 11. The 1999 Nissan Skyline GT-R V-Spec. Most people met this car through a movie and a man named Paul Walker. What they never learned is that America had already shut its door long before the cameras rolled. Under the hood sat a 2.6-liter twin-turbocharged inline-six, the legendary RB26, and Nissan looked the world dead in the eye and claimed it made 276 horsepower. That was a polite fiction. Every tuner, every dyno operator knew the truth. Real output sat north of 320. Nissan kept the lie alive to honor Japan's gentleman's agreement, a voluntary cap about as voluntary as a parking fine. Then came the rest of it, an intelligent all-wheel drive system, rear-wheel steering, a chassis brain that reacted faster than you could, 0 to 60 in well under 5 seconds, pulling hard until it slammed into the limiter at 112 miles per hour. America never got it too expensive to crash test, too costly to certify, never worth Nissan's trouble. So enthusiasts watched from the outside for 25 years until the import rule finally cracked the door in 2024, by which point prices had already cleared 6 figures. It wasn't kept out for being built badly. It was kept out because it handed ordinary drivers technology that could embarrass supercars. Number 10. The 1998 Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 5. Here's the terrifying part: it looked like a rental car. A plain, forgettable sedan that wouldn't earn a second glance in a supermarket car park. And that was its deadliest trick. Built at the absolute peak of Japan's rally dominance, the Evo 5 hit a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, making the magic 276 horsepower and a brutal slug of torque. Paired with active yaw control, it launched to 60 in around 4.6 seconds, and cornered like it was fired from a railgun. But it was based on a Lancer the same humble commuter Mitsubishi sold to families and first-time buyers. No wide arches, no screaming badges, just a gray 4-door that could leave a Porsche staring at its taillights. America never sold it. The UK reacted hardest of the places that did get it. Insurers refused anyone under 25. And the few that would quoted premiums that read like a second mortgage. Every kid with a tuning magazine wanted one. Mitsubishi had accidentally built the perfect weapon, and the wrong hands were reaching for it. Number 9. The 1994 Mazda RX-7 Type R Bathurst. Mazda built this one to win a single race, and once it won, owning one became an insurance nightmare that haunted the car for 30 years. The FD was already an icon. All curves, pop-up headlights, and a rotary engine that sounded like nothing else alive. But the Bathurst was a homologation special, built to attack one 12-hour endurance race, and Mazda made just 350 of them. Inside lived the twin-turbo rotary, officially rated at 252 horsepower, though the dyno told a richer story. Mazda hunted weight everywhere. Thinner glass, no rear wiper, a race-tuned suspension that had no business being road legal. The result hit 60 in under 5 seconds and felt surgically bolted to the tarmac. America never officially received it. The gray market handful that slipped through drowned in emissions paperwork, because rotaries drink fuel and breathe hydrocarbons in a way that made regulators flinch. Mazda built a race car, bolted on number plates, and the world decided most people didn't deserve to drive it. Number 8. The 1990 Nissan 300ZX Twin Turbo. Nobody saw this one coming, and that was precisely the problem. It looked like a Grand Tourer sleek, sculpted, the sort of car you'd park outside a nice restaurant and forget about. No wing, no menace, just refinement. But underneath sat a 3-liter twin-turbo V6 making 300 horsepower, and in 1990, those were supercar numbers. Ferrari's entry-level car that year made less. It hit 60 in 5 seconds flat and kept pulling in a way that made experienced drivers nervous. 4-wheel steering, electronic suspension that adjusted in real time, a chassis so balanced it could devour mountain roads at speeds that had no right to be legal. This wasn't a muscle car throwing power at a problem, it was a precision instrument dressed in a tailored suit. It handed everyday people genuine supercar performance for a fraction of the price. For a few short years in the early 90s, the 300ZX sat at a table it had no business attending, and cars twice its price had to take it seriously. Number 7. The 1995 Toyota Celica GT-4. This one got thrown out of motorsport before it ever got near a public road in America, and the way it happened remains one of the most audacious moves in racing history. Toyota wanted to dominate the World Rally Championship, so they built a 2-liter turbocharged all-wheel drive weapon with suspension lifted straight from their race division. On a stage, it was untouchable, and that was the giveaway. Officials discovered a hidden device in the intake, a turbo restrictor bypass machined so precisely that investigators struggled to believe it was deliberate. It let the car breathe far more boost than the rules allowed. The FIA publicly called it the most ingenious cheat they'd ever seen. Toyota called it an accident. Nobody believed them. The ban came down hard 12 months out of the championship, and the road cars, though completely legal, wore the stigma forever. Insurance spiked. The scandal had quietly poisoned the whole nameplate, and America never got a homologation version anyway. Number 6. The 1997 Subaru Impreza 22B ST. Subaru made 400 of these. Not 4,000. Not 40,000. 400, and that was still too many for the authorities watching. This wasn't a sticker pack special. It was a ground-up reimagining built to celebrate Subaru's rally glory and the company's 40th anniversary. Engineers widened the body with massive fender flares, gave it a unique coupe roofline that appeared on no other Impreza, fitted gold Bebs wheels that became instantly iconic, and bolted in a tuned flat 4 turbo. The rally engineers behind it had spent years on the most brutal roads on Earth. It weighed barely 2,500 pounds, hit 60 in under 5 seconds, and cornered in a way that made physics feel negotiable. Subaru never exported a single unit. America stayed locked out until 2022, by which point prices had detonated past 200 grand. Subaru built a legend, kept it deliberately scarce, and watched the world decide even 400 was too many. Number 5. The 1999 Honda Civic Type R. No turbo, no all-wheel drive, no launch control, no electronic safety net of any kind. Just a screaming, naturally aspirated engine and a chassis so perfectly sorted it embarrassed cars with twice the power. While everyone else bolted turbos onto rally platforms, Honda went the opposite way entirely. They took a featherweight hatchback, stripped out everything that didn't earn its place, and dropped in a hand-built 1.6-liter that revved to 8,400 RPM. On paper, 182 horsepower sounds modest until you remember the car weighed barely 2,300 pounds. When FTEC crossed over at the top end, the engine didn't just pull, it detonated. And drivers who weren't ready made expensive mistakes. Honda built it for Japan, only America never got it new. The streets that did get it turned it into the beating heart of the racing scene almost overnight. Police targeted it. Insurers refused it. Thieves hunted it, because that red badge had become pure status. Honda built the perfect driver's car, and the world treated it like contraband. Number 4. The 2002 Nissan Stagea 260 RS. 4 doors, a long roof, enough boot space for a week of groceries, and the exact same engine as an R34 GT-R. It looked like something a suburban dad drives to school drop-off, and that was the entire point. Nothing in its silhouette whispered danger, but Autech, Nissan's in-house skunkworks, had decided practicality and devastation weren't mutually exclusive. Under that family bodywork sat the RB26, the same twin-turbo inline-6 from the Skyline, backed by the same intelligent all-wheel drive, upgraded brakes, and a strengthened gearbox. It hit 60 in under 5 seconds while carrying luggage and looking utterly innocent at every speed camera it passed. Tuners realized it had identical potential to the Skyline, and like every Skyline engine machine, America's certification wall kept it out entirely a family car with a race engine that nobody knew how to classify. Number 3. The 1998 Mitsubishi FTO. Most people outside Japan have never heard of it. The ones who have know exactly why it landed on every insurance blacklist in the English-speaking world. Built to fight the Integra Type R in the Prelude, it wore aggressive styling that looked ripped from a bedroom poster. But the magic was the engine, a 2-liter V6, one of the smallest 6 cylinders ever fitted to a production car, revving to a stratospheric 8,000 RPM with a sound that stopped pedestrians mid-step. It was front-wheel drive, but a limited slip differential and razor-sharp steering made the chassis feel genuinely neutral through fast bends. The numbers weren't headline-grabbing, but the way it built speed made it feel far quicker than the spec sheet admitted. Mitsubishi never sold it abroad, and America never got a look in. Ireland flagged it as one of the most crashed sports cars in the country. Its affordability made it a magnet, and its popularity with young enthusiasts made it a liability nobody wanted on public roads. Number 2. The 1994 Nissan Pulsar GTI-R. Nissan took a car people bought because it was cheap and sensible, dropped a rally monster inside it, and sold it to the public with a completely straight face. It existed for one reason: homologation. Nissan needed 5,000 road cars to qualify the platform for Group A rallying, so they built exactly that many and accidentally created one of the most underrated performance cars of the decade. Beneath the ordinary skin sat a 2-liter turbocharged engine making 227 horsepower, paired with all-wheel drive borrowed straight from the Skyline. At barely 2,500 pounds, it cracked 60 in 5.4 seconds quicker than a Porsche 944 Turbo, in a car that looked like it should be delivering newspapers. The invisibility was total. Police didn't recognize it. Speed cameras didn't flag it. And tuners quickly learned the engine could swallow serious power on basic bolt-ons. America never sold it, and the gray market that wanted it ran straight into the import wall. Number 1. The 1999 Nissan Skyline GT-R V-Spec 2N1. Every other car here was kept out because it was too fast for the street. This one was kept out because it was barely a street car to begin with. The N1 wasn't built for enthusiasts, collectors, or the racing scene that made the R34 legendary. It was built for endurance racing, and Nissan made just enough to satisfy the homologation rulebook, dozens a year, most going straight to race teams. The package began with a blueprinted, balanced RB26 stripped of every unnecessary part, fitted with reinforced internals, upgraded oil pumps, and a clutch that made daily driving a test of patience. Officially, it still made 276 horsepower. That number was more fictional here than anywhere else on this entire list. The engine was built from the factory to handle well over 600. The interior was gutted. No radio, no air conditioning, no sound deadening. Every gram that could go, went. No Western emission standard would touch it. No insurer would dare price it. And in America, even with the import door now open, most N1s remain off limits, tangled in their homologation status and missing the paperwork that never existed. Every car on this list was kept out for being too fast. The N1 was kept out for something worse. It was a race car that someone had bothered to give an address. Here's what ties all 11 together. None of them were monsters because they were loud or wild or impractical. They were dangerous because they were attainable race-bred engineering wrapped in ordinary bodies, sold at prices that put genuine speed within reach of people the system never expected to have it. That's the real reason the door stayed shut. Not the horsepower, the access. These cars proved you didn't need a Ferrari badge to humble a Ferrari, and that idea was always going to make somebody nervous. If this unlocked a car you'd never heard of, drop a comment and tell me which one you'd park in your garage tomorrow. Hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the machines they tried to keep out of reach, and I'll see you in the next one.